To turn any basic stitch pattern like this one into a beautiful, colorful creation like this one, we need to follow 3 simple rules. The first rule is to use only double-pointed or circular needles. The second rule is to alternate colors after every row. So right after we cast on stitches with color A, we take a strand in color B and tie it to the strand of color A. The easiest way to do it is by simply making a knot and then pushing that knot up to the bottom of the first stitch. Then we take this strand and use it to work the first row. To keep things simple, we're gonna work in stockinette stitch. So I take that strand and knit all stitches in this row. And you can do it whether you hold yarn in your right hand or left hand, it doesn't matter at all. According to the second rule, the next row has to be worked in color A. But when we look at the work right now, we see that the strand in color A is at the other side of the swatch, and turning the work around won't bring it any closer. And that's when the third rule comes in. It says follow the strand. So we need the strand that is right over here. That means we follow that strand and slide the stitches to the other tip of the needle so that we could work the next row using this strand. And that's exactly what we're gonna do in the next row. We take the strand and use it for the next row. But because we didn't turn the work, we are still looking at the right side of stockinette stitch. And that means we're gonna knit the stitches again, this time using strand in color A. After this row, both strands are at the same spot, which is very convenient, so we simply turn the work, no need to slide anything anywhere. We pick the strand that we need, now it's going to be strand in color B, and we use it to work the next row. But because we turn the work, now we are looking at the wrong side of the stockinette stitch, and that means in this row we cannot purl all stitches. Now we are back to that situation again. We have to chase the strand, so we slide the stitches to the other tip of the needle, take the strand in color A and use it to again purl all stitches because we still haven't turned the work and the purl side of the work is facing us, so we purl all stitches. After you work a few rows, you will notice that basically we alternate sliding stitches and turning the work. We would slide the stitches after one row and we would turn the work after the next row. And because of that, we work right side rows twice, once with each color, before we turn the work and work wrong side rows twice, once with each color. And because of that, if you plan to add this method to a certain stitch pattern, make sure you know that stitch pattern and understand how the texture is built, because for most stitch patterns you will have to follow the texture and the stitches rather than written row for row instructions. Otherwise, it is a great way to spice up your projects that works equally well for basic stitch patterns like stockinette stitch, textured stitch patterns like brioche, and slip stitch patterns like cartridge belt rib. Even humble garter stitch gets an upgrade when we make it using this method. If you find this tutorial helpful, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon to be notified every time I publish a new video. Happy knitting, my friend. I'll talk to you in the next tutorial.